Hi everybody, here we are again, and today with a new topic. Today I will show you a little bit what's going on Claude for Chrome. You might have read about this or seen this, and in the next few minutes I will show you a few words about Claude Chrome and show you in 3 different examples how I have been using it and why I think this is, at least for the near future, a very powerful way of using computers and doing things new when it comes to productivity. A website, so this one, if you want to read more about Claude for Chrome, this is came in the news about a month ago. I was one of the lucky ones because I have a Max plan and joined the waitlist and got access to it early and have been using it quite extensively and also integrating this in my day-to-day business. Yeah. So it's really useful, and the way it starts, I will show you at first with emails. Start right here, then I'll show you something about how could it help me writing a proposal, and in the end a very cool feature that I realized a few days ago, which is helping me transforming, for instance, a set of bullet points into a table. Yeah. Okay, so we started the emails, and as you will see, as you saw, I already put my little bubble up here because otherwise you cannot see what Claude will be doing. Let me start the extension itself. So I just click here. If you're familiar with Chrome, you know that this is where you always find your extensions. And you see that this panel opens up, and I'm going to open this random email here, and I'm going to say reply that. And I already prepared a text that is not particularly difficult and not particularly good, but just to show you, as I'm sure it happens to you often enough, you just want to, just draft something and then have a nicer message coming out. So I just drafted something really quick. And what happens here is that with Claude for Chrome, they are using more or less the same tricks as for Claude Code, which is you have this symbol here, and then some of the already used prompts that I prepared before are already saved there. I tested different prompts over time, and this one was one that worked really well. And this one is my prompt that will correct email. So I prepared this in the past, I saved it. It can save this in the Claude Chrome. And what happens now is that I say read and memorize the highlighted text and improve it. So it's essentially the instructions I'm giving, and I'll just let it do its magic. Yeah. And as you can see, now it's connected to my account. That's how it's working. It took what's there and now wrote down a updated message with slight improvements, or sometimes heavy improvements depending on how bad the text is. Yeah. Now, as you see, it even explains what it did. Okay, it forgot to put here a little dot, but otherwise it's actually really helpful. Let me now show you another one. This is now, let's say I'm writing a proposal for a client and I want it to look a little bit better and to whatever. And so I just added here some instructions. Yeah, so you see here, I'm basically marking parts of the text to say, go here and do something. So it's now essentially looking into the document. As it can see, the first instruction, the second instruction, it sees also there. It's looking for the next instructions. And as you see, it's also found as the third instruction. It's really a short one. And now it's asking me how do you want to proceed. Yeah. And I'm going to say, hey, make the edits directly, and off it goes. Very smart. It's first, like any person would do, first read the instructions and now delete what is there in the instructions and prepare the text as the instruction was asking for. Now it's going to the second instruction, set of instructions. As you can see, it understood perfectly that I wanted it to tighten that text that is below the instruction. As it now is doing, it's really just, but it understood that was only that part. And as you saw, it deleted it and modified the text. Now let's go to see what happens in the third instructions. And as you see, it's going to make a little summary table with the 3 phases of this particular proposal project and timelines. This is a more challenging part now because Claude has to find a way to add a table. What is really cool is that, as you see, it's already forming, it already has the table in there. Made a mistake on the table, now it's changing the table a little bit to make it more according to what it actually wants. And I think it's really fascinating to see how well, in the meantime, and how agentic the system can work on this. As you can see, the system is going cell by cell and completing it. It's planning some timeline according to what it thinks should be a good timeline for this. And look, now we're already at the timeline of phase 2. Now it's going to prepare phase 3. As you see at the end, it's checking. Did I do it right? Yes. So let me take a screenshot and see the completed table. And let me scroll up, verify all 3 instructions have been completed, which is really cool because it's now just checking, did I do my job completely or not? And I think it's really impressive how well it works and how well it's doing there, and now summarizing everything that we instructed the system to do. Remember, if you probably notice, yes, it's, as you see, it also sends me a little message. So I could have been doing something else in another panel or anything, and I would see, oh, okay, that's great, it's done, so I can just come here and see that. So I want now to have this set of bullet points here transformed into a table, because I already did this in the past. I have here this bullets to table from another table that I had, so this I'm just recycling it. And this first column I'm not going to call attribute, I'm going to call it topic, and then I'm going to say this thing is comments, okay? And otherwise everything pretty much the same. I will highlight the text. I like to do this because to make it really sure that the system knows that this is what I'm talking about, and I now will let it do its magic. Pretty cool. As you can see, it already started really well. It managed to make a table, which is not trivial. And I cannot really highlight how impressive this is, because to make sure that the system finds the right buttons and really gets this in the right place, this is really very impressive what the team at Anthropic has done here. Yeah. So now it's going back to its memory, and it's essentially filling out the table according to our instructions. We said read the text and prepare based on the text this table, and keep this in memory first. So we're now already at the last row. It's now going to the cell with the topic, and now the comment. And as you can see, it already worked out really nice with the other ones too. And I know that the text is right because I had it here before, and now it's very impressively did as we instructed to do. Now doing one last screenshot and double checking, did I do it right or not? And yes, it did. As you can see, it's telling me again, hey, that's it. Ready to check in? Yes, we just did it. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you today. I hope you enjoyed it. And feel free to drop me a message or just visit our website. And yeah, I mean, I hope the team will launch this at a wider crowd of people, because I think this is really incredibly useful, and it will be really a very successful system that people will enjoy to use. And as you could see in those three examples, really coming from everyday work, this is really useful for people working, especially if you're using Chrome as part of your workflow. All right, thank you very much, and yeah, till next time.